Things first, Latto takes over Atlanta, New York, and LA with billboards. Her label, they saw her album was flopping like shit. They had to think quick. Okay, Latto, her album hasn't really been in the talks, but, I'm kind of happy to see that the label is finally putting some budget behind her. Okay, Latto typically never really has billboards around towns and different cities, so this is a big gag. I was like, wait, all right. Now, for me, the reason why this is a gag is because people really thought that, well, even her team thought that initially just being pregnant enough was a lot, but people get pregnant every day. No shade, like, people get pregnant every day. So you can't use that as a hook, Unless you're Beyonce, you can, break the internet with that. Beyonce was on stage pregnant and she performed and then showed the belly. That was a gag because that was Beyonce, and Beyonce was showing, hey, I can perform on stage and be pregnant too. Latto, she's showing, hey, I'm a dumb bitch and I'm pregnant too. So you can't compare to Beyonce and Latto's. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't compare the two. Now when it comes to these billboards, are they gonna actually increase the sales? No, they're not. They're not. If you can't get people interested just off your music alone, a billboard can't create that hype or create that, interest. Money can only amplify. It can't create things. People put money behind ads and stuff, and it's like, if the original love is not there, you can't buy that, You can only put money behind something that already is kind of already has a little general buzz, and then you amplify it more with a little bit of coin. Money is the amplifier, not the source, not the soul. And a lot of bitches don't understand that, so they be putting money behind a PR teams and budgets and da-da-da, and it's like, baby, you still gonna flop. You know why? Because you're trash. Your music is trash. You look trash. You're just trash. Okay, you putting money behind trash is not gonna work, baby. You're gonna burn the cash. You're gonna burn the cash. If I was you, little girl, I would cancel the album, okay, little girl? Let's go ahead and cancel the album, little girl. Let's go ahead and postpone it to November, and let's come up with a better creative process and a better aesthetic. All right, the big mama cheetah print, you gotta go, okay? She gotta go. And put some clothes on too while you at it. There's 3 things that is promised every single month, okay? Rent will be due. Your man gonna cheat on you. I'm sorry, let me stop. Rent will be due. You're gonna get on your period. And a Rihanna album rumor is coming. That's always what happens every single month. Y'all hoes gotta stop. I'm tired of the Rihanna's coming. No, she's not. So Rihanna's Savage Fenty brand responds to Billie Eilish after Billie Eilish presses and begs for R9. In case you all do not know what R9 is, R9 is Rihanna's 9th album, and they call it R9 because you get it, right? Okay, right. So they said R9 will be worth the wait. Trust, fire emoji. Y'all comment down below. Okay, Rihanna fans, non-Rihanna fans, local fans, whatever, general fans, whatever. Do y'all really believe R9 is even coming anytime soon? And can we all agree to move on from that topic and conversation? Because I don't know why it's this thing. I have a theory. I feel like Rihanna, she low-key, she never is going to say explicitly that she's not doing music anymore, because then the conversation on her doing music will kind of end. And I think the anticipation for Rihanna doing music is what keeps her brand alive today. I know that sounds crazy. What do you mean? She has the Fenty music, Fenty hair. I'm sorry, not music, y'all. Fenty hair, Fenty Savage lingerie, all that. But I do think that people's need and want for new Rihanna music is why her streams are up so high now. If Rihanna admitted that she's retiring, I don't think that her streams would be that high. I don't think that she will continue to be having record-breaking numbers on streaming platforms. Because let's be real, people are anticipating her music return. But I get exactly why Rihanna never has blatantly said she's retired. Because she wants to keep up that mystique and that conversation and that what if, that push and pull, that maybe, I think she wants to keep that up. But let's be real, we all know behind the scenes, Jay-Z, the industry, it's a lot more darker reasons why she hasn't put an album out. They said that it's because, Jay-Z, Rock Nation, they sabotage Anti, because Beyonce was dropping that year too. So they were trying to, slow down Rihanna's success for Beyonce. I can see that, I can. Because I got a blank space, baby. And I'll suck the balls. Moving on to Taylor Swift. Is she throwing shots? Who you throwing shots at, little girl? Okay, because you barely can sing. Let's not get too comfortable. So Taylor Swift, she goes on an interview and she says this about people going on live, going on rants. A lot of the barbs are saying, wait, is Taylor Swift shading Nicki Minaj? Because, Nicki Minaj went on a rant on live for Megan Thee Stallion back in 2020. What was that, 2024? 2024. So they said Taylor Swift is shading Nicki Minaj. Let's get into the tea.
There's a difference between art and going and ranting on an Instagram live. There's a difference. This is a song. This takes craft. This takes skill. This takes expertise.
Taylor, I don't know who you're trying to get at. Are you getting at Cardi B? Because nobody who is a white pop star, none of your counterparts or peers go on live and rants like that. I'm trying to think. Who is she talking about? Nobody does that. Maybe Charlie XCX? I don't know, but I don't know. I think Taylor, in my opinion, I don't think she was throwing shots at Nicki or Cardi right now. I think the fans are just trying to, put that on them. But I do think, Taylor, you need to not worry about that type of stuff. You need to focus on why your last album flopped so bad. Taylor, it's time for you to focus on, why are you still making music for, high schoolers? You sound like you're still in high school when you songwrite. Let's get into that tea for real. I understand you want to clock people for going on Instagram Live, but your music sounds like you're still in 12th grade. Let's not get carried away. Your music still sounds like you're in, 9th grade. You still make music for like little girls who cry themselves to sleep because their crush didn't text them back in 10 minutes. Like, let's stop doing this, little girl. But on a serious note, outside of that, I do love Taylor and I do think she's an icon and legend. But as of recently, her songwriting is an expertise level. Okay, and I love her. Y'all know I love her down. She was like top 3 most played artists one year. I love her, but I'm not gonna sit up here and just act like what she said was valid. Okay, y'all, let's get into Chris Brown. As you all know, Chris Brown, he be getting so much backlash recently. I don't know what the issue be, what the problem be, but you know, I think my issue with the Chris Brown backlash is like it's not rooted in anything productive. It's just rooted in tearing him down. Like, you know how like, okay, we're gonna like give him backlash because of a certain reason that we really feel like is needed. It kind of doesn't make sense when y'all be giving him backlash but don't hold other people to the same standard. Like, y'all look at Chris Brown as if he's like a Trey Songz. Like, y'all don't give Trey Songz the same treatment, and he do worse stuff than Chris Brown. Y'all don't give a lot of people in the industry the same treatment as Chris Brown, but Chris Brown is the worst of the worst because he made Rihanna's face look like she got a botched face job. But mind you, she back in his life after the whole incident. I don't know. Like, it's just weird to me. But anyway, Chris Brown's coming up with a new album. And people are mad. Oh, what do you know? Why? No, like a whole like backlash train. But he sells out stadiums, so it's just I don't know. But his new album is called Brown. And Chris Brown, do you ever relax? I don't think he ever relaxes. Like, you know. But I guess for some people, music is their outlet. Music is their source of excitement and love. And honestly, Chris Brown, he understands you got to keep going. You can't ever get comfortable. A lot of artists, you know, they get comfortable, and I think that's why Chris Brown is still where he is today because. Out of all these years, Chris Brown never really took a break like that. Like, if you really think back and sit back on it, Chris Brown has always been putting out music. Like, he's one of the artists that I feel like doesn't get his flowers enough. He's been very consistent. He performs to the T, but the hate train kind of backlashed his entire career. I feel like if it wasn't for the hate train, Chris Brown would be, like, in the books like a legend. Like, he'll be on Beyonce level. Yes, it sounds crazy, it sounds insane, but he'll be on Beyonce, Drake level, you know, in terms of, like, perception. You know, people look at Drake as a GOAT. People look at Beyonce as a legend. I think Chris Brown is also a legend. Let's be real. I know y'all may be in the comments like, whoa, what do you mean? That's too much. Look at his performances. Look at his catalog. Look at he's able to sell out stadiums solo. He didn't need Usher to sell out stadium. He did stadiums solo. He has maintained a career for over 20 years straight. That's not a small number. You see what I'm saying? Like I think Chris Brown is definitely a legend. Comment down below what y'all think, you know? And don't bring up the comment section about the Rihanna drama incident. Can y'all stop bringing that up? Like, it's just tiring to me. It's just tiring. Because y'all act as if it was not more to the story than just that moment. Like, it was a lot more to that story that even Rihanna has said herself. So, you know, like, just leave it at I hate Chris Brown and call it a day. Don't stream the album, move on. Because you don't like him anyway. You're not affecting his career. You aren't buying tickets to the show. You're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people who hate on people don't understand, like, you're not stopping the show because you're a hater. You already weren't contributing to the numbers in the first place, so bye. Moving on to Lizzo. Social media is kind of bashing Lizzo right now because Lizzo has a new era coming out, and it's just like, Lizzo has become a laughingstock. For a certain period of time, she was like feel-good, fun girl music. But then now, Lizzo doesn't quite have that reputation anymore. They said that Lizzo really went from having #1 songs and winning 4 Grammys to debuting with 9,000 streams on Spotify in the span of 3 years. Lizzo, y'all, I think Lizzo music, no shade, but she was doomed from the start. The music already had a really rocky foundation. I think that's just the general conversation. Like, it was rocky from the start. Like, it's but so many songs you can make about feeling like you're, you know, on top of the world without changing the tone and delivery, you know. But if she changed the tone and delivery, she'll be fine. But Lizzo also has songs that are kind of about being sad, not being happy, you know. But those songs kind of didn't really go as far because people look at her as a feel-good artist. And the feel-good artist is good, but people aren't really always happy. And the world kind of goes through this shift of being miserable, sad, happy, depressed. And, you know, if you can only fit in that one box of one emotion, let's be real, most people aren't happy. Most people are kind of sad and miserable. And most people don't want to feel happy. You know, people don't always want to have a song that's like, feel happy because you should. No, that's not how people are. People are really depressed every day deeply. And people kind of reject the happy music because it just doesn't resonate with them at the time. So I feel like if Lizzo kind of had that balance of, like, you know, songs that were popular that weren't about always being happy and like being, you know, confident, you know, I think people would kind of resonate more with her, you know, but it kind of gave gimmicky at a certain point in time, you know. But I do like Lizzo. I do think, you know, all drama aside, she has pretty good, solid music, except for recently. Recently now. But I'm talking about like back in the day, you know, 2019 through 2022, she was cute. Cute for a little cool kickback, you know. In a new video, Latto has confirmed that video that leaked of her was not AI. You know how it was a TikTok video of her being pregnant, her stomach was out. People were saying, oh my God, like that was an AI picture. No, it wasn't, y'all. Latto confirms the accidental pregnancy reveal a month before the official announcement was real and not AI like everyone thought. She explains that she wasn't aware TikTok had a story feature at the time and accidentally posted it. Latto said, it had 77 views when I deleted it. Latto said, I said, it's a rap. Okay, so she said it was a rap. You should have wrapped up. That's what you should have did. I'm sorry. Wait, who said that? That wasn't me. That wasn't me. But no, let's get into that tea.
Okay, so the one on TikTok, that was fake or real? Cause you know you said, I already said it. So I'm like, no, that's real. EJ said, that is not real. I said, yes it is.
No, everything else been AI, but that TikTok was accidentally posted.
No, I told him in real, cause like, so you had just told me. And so he said, nah, this fake. I swear to God, oh my God.
It was an accident. I didn't know TikTok had a story.
Bro.
So I had just shot the video, boom. I'm talking in the car, I look down. The TikTok not there. I'm like, but it's not on my page. Where's it? Auntie don't know about that TikTok story. It had 77 views when I deleted it. I said it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Oh God. You had put it on another page too, didn't it? Like a spam?
No.
It was on your page?
Girl, you gotta be smarter than that. You gotta be smarter than that. Unfortunately though, Latto, you know, people kind of didn't know still. But, you know, let's be real. You know, you was out there on stage pregnant as hell. Then you had the leaked TikTok video. Come on now. You know, it was just all way too obvious. But yeah, y'all. Latto up here accidentally posting on TikTok, child. Woo, imagine it was something else. Ooh, child, imagine it was a video of her and 21 Savage. Can you imagine that happening? I don't know. I feel like Latto kind of boring in the bedroom. I don't know why I get that vibe, but I don't know. Hey, Ray J, what are you doing? Ray J claims he slept with over 12.5 thousand women. Do I believe that? No, I don't. I don't believe that. That's nasty. Why are you putting on? Why would you tell the world that? You see what I'm saying? Like, the double standard for men and women is so crazy because men go around bragging about their body count, thinking it makes them seem cool, but you look nasty and dirty. Like, you don't look, that's not attractive, okay? That's when somebody said, I could have sworn he said he only had 3 months to live. Exactly. Wasn't he on stage bleeding and stuff? I don't know. What's going on? Like, I really don't understand how Ray J, listen, but I knew that was fake. I knew that was phony. You know, like, because let's be real. If somebody actually had only 3 months to live, do you think they're actually going to be on Instagram and on stage performing and doing appearances? No, they're not.
So Ray J just said he slept with 12,500 women, but didn't he just say he only had a few months to live? Okay, so recently Ray J said that he's been with 12,500 women, and he even tried to break it down like it was a business plan. Now listen, I'm not judging, okay? But the math, 5 to 10 days, sir, are you okay?
Child, Ice Spice is doing everything but quitting that music career. Ice Spice reveals that her signature orange fro is coming back. We don't care. We don't care. But on a serious note, though, the orange hair is her staple. I mean, it's not a gag. That's like saying, wow, bananas are yellow. We don't care. Now, I'm so glad that she is not giving Chucky no more. Like, she was low-key giving, like, I don't know, a scary doll a few years ago. Like, the black hair, y'all see this look here? She was giving scary hair. And I'm so happy she's not like that no more because for a long time, Ice Spice was looking sick. She was looking very crazy. And I'm happy she's getting back to her essence, her aura, you know, getting back to her orange curly fro. Like I said, it's not a big deal because she did that for so long. You know, I guess she's trying to reheat her nachos because she's floppy now. But I do think that Ice Spice would look good with yellow hair. I told y'all this before, like a light butter yellow hair. That would look really cute on her. You know, Ice Spice has a very cute little face, so a little cute light pastel hair is tea on her. Ice Spice does very well with pastel colors. You know, the aggressive orange, like I said, it's her staple, but I don't know if she should do it again. You know, but hey, it's, you know, it's her hair, her option. If she wants to give Annie, hey, be my guest, you know? Oh, wow, wow, wow. Have you all noticed that Jay-Z, he has seen that Nicki Minaj is having all the conversation with her new hit song. Well, not new hit song, but the song is old, but her song, Beauty and the Beat. And Jay-Z all of a sudden is doing interviews. Drake has announced Iceman, and he's doing teasers and stuff. Now, all of a sudden, Jay-Z wants to do interviews. It's giving distraction, yes. And a lot of people are saying, wow, Jay-Z is really out to try to end Young Money. Jay-Z, give it up. It's 2026. Give it up. Give it a rest, okay? You know, I really hate that. I hate the fact that Jay-Z is even this relevant in terms of people even giving him this much attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't understand why y'all think that Jay-Z can actually take down Nicki or Drake. Because let's be real, when it comes to current day rap clout and rap respect, Drake and Nicki Minaj have more actual praise today for their music that they're putting out today. You know, although Nicki Minaj is having a viral 14-year-old song going crazy right now, people still want her to come back today for music. People are still showing up, millions of people are showing up for Drake today. Nobody's asking for Jay-Z's new music. Nobody's begging Jay-Z for no new damn music at all. Nobody is sitting around saying, I wonder what Jay-Z has been cooking up in the studio. No. Maybe a few of his little diehard fans from the 90s. Okay, fine. But nobody in today's day and age of music consumption cares about Jay-Z when it comes to his music. So he cannot ruin what Nicki or Drake is doing. Point blank, period. Okay? Now, moving on, I want to continue to get into the whole Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty conversation going on. And, you know, I really don't understand how y'all are falling for that. You know, like, do y'all really believe that? I keep seeing comments in my videos on my channels. Oh yeah, but like, y'all need to get into how Nicki Minaj got cheated on by Kenneth Petty. Where's the proof? Like, I don't know where that's coming from. There was some blind item going around, but do y'all really believe Nicki Minaj got cheated on? Like with Kenneth? I don't think so. I don't think so. And they said that Kenneth got another woman pregnant. Y'all run with lies so easily. It's kind of sad. It's like y'all are gullible.
If you live in the United States, maybe you're like me and don't understand what it is about Nicki Minaj that makes everybody want something negative to happen to her. The media is not talking about the fact that there has been multiple swatting events that has happened in Nicki Minaj's home. They aren't talking about the fact that her child has been put in danger by the fact that somebody just invaded her privacy and was in her backyard while also her home being constantly swatted once every year at this point. They aren't talking about the fact that she reached out to Gavin Newsom and asked for help and he ignored her. Neither are they talking about the fact that Nicki Minaj shows love to all her fans at her birth and she loves her fan base so much. They also aren't talking about how Nicki Minaj just spent 2 weeks at #1 on the Spotify charts and the Apple Music global charts. Instead, Hollywood Unlocked, who hasn't posted about none of Nicki Minaj's and Justin Bieber's success with Beauty and the Beat, is online spreading alleged rumors about Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty, allegedly splitting up. But once again, these people have not posted anything positive about Nicki Minaj, but you're trying to run with a story that's a rumor? None of this has been confirmed, by the way. There has been no filings of divorce, none of that. So people are just posting stuff online and running with it at this point. DJ Vlad was the first to come to Twitter to talk about how Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty must be on the verge of separating because allegedly Kenneth Petty has a new home registered under him. If you guys remember, Kenneth Petty went through that whole thing with Jennifer Ho and that whole sexual case and all of that we don't even know is real or fake because she came out and said that it never really happened, but then years later when he got with Nicki, she came after him for money because he was married to Nicki, so she tried to get a payday after saying that she tried to recant her story and she was older than Kenneth at the time. He was actually younger than her for this whole. It's just a lot.
Moving on from that, okay, now that we cleared that up, people want Nicki Minaj to drop a skincare line. They said, Nicki, we are waiting, my love. Do I want that? I kind of don't want that. I'm not saying Nicki's skin isn't tea or flawless, but skincare line, nah, y'all hoes don't need to have her skin. Her skin is naturally like that. Like she's just naturally like smooth and very naturally like, tea. You know what I'm saying? Nicki, don't give these hoes no secrets to your natural skin, girl. Let them struggle. I want her to do a hairline, like, like extensions, wigs. I've been saying that for years, you know what I'm saying? But she does have, beauty line. She has beauty products, nails. She does nails. That is considered beauty, right? That's beauty. But I don't know. I kind of wish Nicki did a business and started it early before the trend started. Because as of recently, there's this new trend of artists doing businesses. I wish Nicki did the business. Well, she did do the Mixed Moscato, but I mean like her own company. She didn't really do her own company until like later on in her career. I feel like if Nicki Minaj opened up her business, like when I say business, I don't mean like her music brand. I'm talking about like another company, like, how Rihanna did Fenty and Savage Fenty and stuff. Rihanna and Nicki, they they're peers. I feel like Nicki, she should also be on that Rihanna level when it comes to that, like, selling something type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But hey, who said it's too late? It's never too late, baby. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely see Nicki Minaj being like a multi-billionaire, really, like, within a few years. Moving on to versus, child. They got Rick Ross versus French Montana. French Montana, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, boo. Rick Ross is gonna clear your set entirely. But no shade, a lot of Rick Ross's hits are from Drake. No shade, I think Rick Ross low-key lived in Drake's shadows for a long time. But it's gonna be a cool little show. I'm not tuning in. I'm not watching this. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not watching this. Moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, she is gonna be featured on Boss Man D-Lo's new song called Motion Party Remix. So she's gonna be out here in the streets getting litty for the summer. We already seen Megan Thee Stallion, she was outside in the club the other day. Well, this was like yesterday. And I'm like, okay, so I guess, you outside lit. The fans are saying, girl, how you gonna be outside in the club but you can't finish the show? We pay for tickets just for you not to be there. That's weird. Y'all, I don't know. I feel like genuinely she still is hurt, She's doing the thing what that girls do when they get heartbroken, so they try to distract themselves by going out to the club and drinking, but it's like you really are just trying to avoid the pain and escape the pain. Like, we all know you still hurt, So the club and being on stage, fans, also are two different things, y'all, okay? Like, they're two different things. Being on stage, you're working. Being at the club, you just kind of having fun, kind of trying to escape. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, she still looked miserable.